The Hummer H3 might be one of the coolest cars to ever come out of GM. So let's go ahead and take a look and see why. This particular example today is a 2008 Hummer H3 Luxury. This one has about 97,800 miles on it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start it up. Here's the key for the vehicle. It's just GM standard lock, unlock, and blade key. So we'll go ahead and unlock it. Now coming to the door, you can see you have chrome accented door handles on all four doors. Stepping into the Hummer H3 is a very easy thing to do. This is not a very tall vehicle, so it's not going to be very difficult to get into. So all you have to do, insert the key into the ignition and twist to start. So what you're hearing fire up is General Motors 3.7 liter inline 5-cylinder. It's a very solid engine and has loads of power. So let's go ahead and check out the exterior. We'll turn on the automatic headlights, as well as the fog lights, as well as the hazards. So as you can see, this one does have an automatic down driver's side window. Now, I personally think the Hummer H3 is a very cool and very aggressive looking SUV. As you can tell, this one is in black exterior with black leather interior with white and gray piping accents. Coming to the mirrors, you have your chrome plated mirrors as well as your H3 badge down below. As for the rims on this one, these are 265/75 R16s, so 16-inch aluminum alloy rims. You also have mud flaps that come standard on the H3. Here's your fuel filler lid right here. There's your full-size spare tire mounted to the back in traditional Hummer fashion. You also have a tow hook right here, as well as a trailer tow package down below. You have your single exhaust outlet right there down below the license plate, as well as a reverse backup camera right there. So that's a very nice luxury feature. As you can see, you have your extended wheel arches, which add to the aggressive and sporty stance of the H3. Now coming around to the front, you can see you have your typical Hummer front end. You have a chrome plated grille, as well as your halogen headlamps, as well as your fog lamps down below. And you also have two tow hooks on the front. There's your turn signals located to the sides of the headlights. You also have a chrome accented hood vent. So let's go ahead and open up the hood and see what she's got. Now all you have to do to open the hood is grab this little handle right here and pull. Now opening up the hood of the H3 is very easy. If you can see this little black tab right here, all you need to do is lift up on it. So what you're seeing is General Motors 3.7 liter inline 5. They call it the Vortec 3700, a very solid engine with loads of low-down torque. It feels very powerful and moves this vehicle out without any issue whatsoever. So we'll go ahead and close the hood. Hood sounds very solid when you close it. So let's go ahead and come back inside. So opening up the door of the H3, you'll note that the door is very solid and very heavy feeling. Here you have your chrome accented door handle as well as your door locks, power mirrors, power window locks, as well as all of your power windows down below, and your power door locks. You have a leather stitched portion here. The material on top is a harder touch material, but it's not rough and grainy at all. It feels very solid and substantial. You have a padded armrest here, as well as a little bit of storage in the door bin. There's your speaker grill down below. Looking at the interior, as I said, the seats are black leather with gray piping accenting, The seats are in very good condition. There's a tiny bit of wear on this one, but that's to be expected with a vehicle of this age. There's all your seat controls. You do have dual stage heated seats, power lumbar, as well as power slide and tilt. There's your recline switch right there. This one also comes equipped with all-weather floor mats. So let's go ahead and shut off the hazards and the headlights. Get a little bit of air conditioning going. Now coming to the interior of the H3, you'll note that the gauges are very easy to read. When the headlights are on, they're backlit by an orange glow to match the odometer. Here's your wiper and turn signal controls right here. Wipers work just fine. Your rear wiper controller is right down here. You can see that works right there. And then to wash it, all you would do is just push in. Here's the shifter for the vehicle. It is a very nice and chunky shifter. It operates GM's 4-speed automatic transmission, a very solid and reliable transmission. Coming up to the top of the dash, the materials are harder to the touch, but they are finished in a nice rubberized finish. So that adds a very nice luxury feel to the Hummer. Coming down, you have your dual air vents for the driver and passenger. There's your hazards right here, as well as your 4-wheel drive control. This one is all-time 4-wheel drive, and you have 4 high with the locked differential, as well as 4 low with the locked differential. There's your traction control right there. Here's your stereo for the vehicle. I won't be able to demonstrate that due to copyright issues, but I did listen to it on my own, and it sounds incredible. The bass in here is just amazing, and this is a completely stock stereo. Coming down here, you have your single zone climate control. There's your temperature adjustment, fan speed adjustment, as well as your different zones. Coming behind the shifter, you have 2 12-volt power outlets, and as I said, your rear wiper control is located right here. Coming to the steering wheel of the Hummer, this one is very thick and nicely wrapped in leather. You have a perforated section right here and then a smoother section on the top, so that's very nice. Coming to the glove box, it is a massive glove box. You could fit 3 or 4 iPads in there. The glove box lid is damped, so it's not going to slam straight down on your knees. Sounds very solid when you close it. You have dual cup holders here and here. Here's your center armrest. Center armrest is very well padded. You have a split level storage. You have a little change tray or whatever you want to use this for. And then pull this out and you have a foam lined, very deep center console. So there's loads of storage. You could fit a couple of containers of wipes or whatever you wanted to fit in there. Sounds very nice when you close it. Coming up, here you have your rear view mirror, which does include an integrated backup camera. As you can see, it pops out to the side when you put the vehicle in reverse. I think that's very cool and a very nice safety feature. You would think for such a small screen that you wouldn't even be able to tell what's going on, but the graphics are actually pretty good. And then putting the vehicle back into park does hide the camera away. Here's your compass controls and your OnStar, as well as the compass and the exterior temperature. Here's your moonroof controls. This has a giant sunroof. It is automatic. All you have to do is just hold it down and it'll completely open just like so. And you almost have what's like a convertible. It's very quick and easy. Here's the shade. The shade is very clean. As for the headliner materials are very plush. Everything feels high quality. Like I said, there's your sunroof controls. There's your mirror. The sun visor feels very solid and substantial. It doesn't feel cheap or flimsy. You have an extendable sunshade right here. Coming to the passenger side, you have the exact same thing. So it's very nice that the driver and passenger both get mirrors. Here's your microphone for your hands-free telephone or your OnStar controls, whichever it's being used for. There's your tweeters located up in the A-pillar. The A-pillar is very thin and doesn't obstruct any visibility. So let's go ahead and check out the back seat, shall we? So coming to the back seat of the H3, doors feel just as solid and hefty as up front. All the materials are exactly the same. You have your harder material up here, stitched leather right here, as well as your padded armrest. There's your power window control switch right here, as well as your chrome plated door handle. Stepping into the back seat of the H3 is just as easy as getting into the front. So as you can see, getting into the back seat, there's plenty of room back here. You have dual map pockets on both sides, and they are detachable by undoing these little clips on all four corners. Coming right here, you have dual cup holders, one here and then one right here as well. The rear seat comfort is very nice. The seat is plenty high up off the floor. Plenty of thigh support. The backrest is very comfortable and gives you plenty of lumbar support. So the back seat is very nice. Here's a better overall look at the dashboard of the H3. Very clean, very simple design, yet very functional. So let's go ahead and check out the cargo room. Now, one of the interesting features about the H3 is how the cargo bay opens. You just pull on this handle and it opens like a door, just like so. As you can see, behind this panel you have your jack and tools for changing your spare tire. You also have an included spare tire cover. It has the Dallas Stars logo on it. So the cargo room is plentiful. You would have no problem getting anything back here. And the back of the seats are lined in a harder plastic, so that way you could slide some of your rougher items in here and not have to worry about tearing up the leather on the seats. You also have a 12-volt power outlet back here, as well as a side storage pocket right there. The storage compartment back here is also lined with a mat. Cargo bay sounds very solid upon closing, and you also have your rear wiper mounted behind the spare tire. So let's go ahead and take this 2008 H3 for a test drive. So let's go ahead and take this 2008 Hummer H3 for a test drive. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Turn the air conditioning down a little bit. Now, the first thing that I'm noticing is how much low-down torque this 5-cylinder engine has. You would think that 5 cylinders wouldn't be near enough to move out this heavy Hummer H3, but I'm totally impressed. Another thing that I'm noticing is the ride quality is very smooth. That dip right there is usually how I test how good the ride quality is in a car, and that's just excellent. It totally smoothed out the bumps and just took it like a champ. The visibility in here is pretty good. You do have some lower profile windows, so that is gonna make visibility a little bit tighter, but it's not that bad at all. The interior materials are all very nice. Everything has a high quality and luxury feel to it. The steering wheel is really nice. It feels very good in my hands. It has perforated leather on it as well as smooth leather, and it's a very thick steering wheel, so it fits perfectly in your hands. Steering feel is excellent, so I'm very impressed so far. So taking off from the light, as you can see, the 5-cylinder engine produces loads of power for this car. I don't really know why you would need the 5.3-liter V8. This 5-cylinder does just as well and is going to give you better fuel economy too. Now, the 4-speed automatic shifts very smoothly. There's no jerkiness in the transmission or anything like that. I don't feel any shaking coming from any of the wheels in the vehicle at all. Everything appears to be perfectly aligned and perfectly on balance. As you can tell, I'm on a little bit of a rougher road surface right now, and road noise is kept to a bare minimum. There's hardly any wind noise at all, so GM definitely did a very good job isolating the exterior noise from the interior. And this sunroof is a very nice way to brighten up the cabin as well. It's a monstrous sunroof. And as you can tell now, I'm on a smoother road surface, and there's just a tiny bit of tire hum from the off-road tires, but that's it. You don't get get hardly any wind noise, and you would expect for a box on wheels like this that you'd have just loads of wind noise intruding, but it's not bad at all. This is my first time driving a Hummer, and it drives very well. Visibility really isn't an issue. It gives you a very commanding view of the road, and the brakes feel very nice. The pedal is very well modulated, and handling, you would expect for a box on wheels like this that it would be a roly-poly, but it's not at all. It's very good. It's a very confidence-inspiring vehicle to drive. It's just it gives you a very commanding view. You feel like you're completely and totally in charge. You can see perfectly out of the side mirrors. The rear view mirror is excellent for rear visibility, so I'm very impressed with driving this vehicle. The ride quality is very smooth. This one has an independent front suspension with a live axle rear suspension with leaf springs in the rear and coilover springs in the front, so it does a very nice job of ironing out the bumps and producing. I would go as far to say that this one rides like it's on a cloud. So there's definitely no shortage of power at all, and this one has about 97,800 miles on it, and the ride quality and everything just feels tight as a drum. The steering feels very responsive. There's loads of road feel. The brakes don't feel like they're lacking or anything like that. This is just an incredibly clean example of a used H3. And they're pretty fairly priced on the used car market as well. I would definitely recommend looking into one if you're looking for an SUV that has good off-road capabilities, excellent ride comfort, very comfortable seats. There's loads of lumbar support and thigh support. So it's just a very comfortable vehicle to drive and a very easy car to live with. It's not going to bust your gas bill. It's not going to beat you to death when you're riding. You're going to get decent fuel economy out of the 5-cylinder engine. Loads of power out of it. I'm completely blown away with how much power it has. I just can't think of anything that this Hummer H3 does wrong. It's just an excellent all-round vehicle. You could use it every day around town, or if you wanted to use it as your farm vehicle, you could do that. You could use it just as an off-road toy. Whatever you wanted to use it for, you could do anything with it. The transmission, even with almost 100,000 miles on it, shifts butter smooth. So it's just a very clean example of a very nice car. So like I said, if you're in the market for a car like this, then I would definitely check them out. This one is located at Fairway Auto Center in Tyler, Texas, conveniently located on Highway 110. I'll add all the dealership information in the video. Be sure to check them out if you're in the market for a car like this, or if you're looking for any used car. They're one of the best used car dealerships around, and they always have the cleanest of clean used cars, and they'll do the very best they can to get you the best deal on any make or model that you want. Even if they don't have it on the lot, they'll do the best they can to find it for you. And they're just a very easy dealership to work with. So that pretty much concludes our tour and test drive of this 2008 Hummer H3 Luxury. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and like I said, be sure to give Fairway a visit. This is a very nice used SUV and a very clean one too, so I would definitely recommend giving them a visit and checking them out. So anyways, thanks for watching, and take care everyone.